Well, this could be a huge boost in the fight against the opioid epidemic. The FDA now considering making Narcan available over the counter. 13 Wham's Carla Rogner learned how that move could have an impact here in Monroe County. Carla, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Matt. Narcan, known generically as naloxone, is known as a life-saving medication. As the nation continues to battle against the opioid epidemic, advocates say making the medication more accessible is essential.
Every single overdose, fatal overdose, is preventable.
Christopher Abert has been doing outreach work for about a decade, and he knows how important it is to have access to naloxone.
I was an injection drug user for many years, in and out of chaotic drug use, had multiple people very, very close to me die unnecessarily from fatal overdose.
He estimates over the years his group, New York Recovery Alliance, has distributed a few 100,000 doses of naloxone and reversed about 10,000 overdoses.
It has an impact, even on a small level of just letting somebody know that you love and care about them can mean a lot. And obviously, literally saving a life can mean a lot as well.
The medication works to temporarily block the effect of opioids. 2 FDA committees have voted unanimously to make the nasal spray version of naloxone available for anyone over the counter. Abert is glad to hear this news, but says in order to be truly accessible, he wants to see it sold at an affordable price.
Accessibility has 2 parts to it. One is the regulation that stood in the way of being able to sell it and give it out over the counter. The other was the financial part.
In the last 5 years in Monroe County, about 700 people have died from an opioid overdose. Abert says naloxone should be as accessible as fire extinguishers.
It is relatively easy to get naloxone. So you can go to New York Recovery Alliance. Anytime we're doing outreach, you can go to Trillium Health. You can go to the health department. You can go to Recovery Always.
If approved by the FDA, it could be sold in vending machines, grocery stores, and gas stations across the country. And the FDA is expected to make a final decision about whether naloxone should...
Thank you. Now to that update from automaker Kia after a rash of stolen vehicles in Rochester. A fix is on the way to help prevent those thefts. 13 Wham's Cheyenne Walker has more on that story this evening. Cheyenne, good evening.
Good evening, Matt. Almost 500 cars have been stolen in Rochester just this year, according to police. Many of them Kias and Hyundais. Kia say a new software update will help, but for some car owners, it's too late. This is video. Deborah Galloway took moments after a Kia Soul was recovered by police.
Windows busted out. Tires are messed up.
At that time, everything was just spinning. When you're violated like that, it just kind of makes your adrenaline go and you're not sure what to do.
Galloway says police actually found her car just 30 minutes after it was stolen, but the damage was done.
Ceiling column is busted.
Driver's side passenger window. 2 tires were destroyed. They were doing donuts in a park, I guess it was, off of Belfour. And the ignition steering column was just totally dismantled. I mean, the whole casing was off of it.
While too late for Galloway, there's help on the way for Kia owners. The automaker is releasing a software update to prevent thefts. The trend is part of a TikTok video that's gone viral, causing a surge in stolen Kias and Hyundais. Galloway says after a car was stolen, she sold it.
I will never own a Kia again. That's my opinion, because I felt like I was deceived and violated by me trusting them. They couldn't show me the same courtesy. As a consumer, that's a big deal.
And the software update from Kia is at no cost to owners. They'll be contacted by mail. Kia also says it's working with local law enforcement to provide more steering wheel locks in the meantime. In the newsroom, I'm Cheyenne Walker.